Hello guys, this is Namish and today I'm back with another Geronimo Stilton book review. You guys loved the last book review, so I'm back with another one. And this time, the book which I'm going to review is Geronimo Stilton and the Missing Movie. So, let me just jump to the point. So, here Geronimo is sleeping and then his alarm bell rings. And Geronimo just wakes up and says, 5 minutes more. Okay, that scene is not too relevant to the story. So, here comes where the story actually starts beginning. So, a mouselet from Mice Opinion, which is an organization, is calling Geronimo and says, who do you think will win this prize in the big festival which is coming up? And Geronimo's like, wait, what festival? And then the mouselet on Mice Opinion replies to Geronimo by saying, how come we don't know about this? It's all over the news. It's everywhere. Then she just said, okay, I'm very busy. I'm just going to list you as, you have not decided your choice yet. And then she just hung up rudely. So Geronimo's like, what's the hurry? What is this big festival? So he gets up, suits up, and goes into New Mount City. So, first he goes to Mozzarella Avenue and he is just walking in front of the Grand Hotel when he sees a large crowd in front of the Grand Hotel. A lot of cameras and a lot of cameramen and everyone just gathered around the Grand Hotel. And then he gets caught up in that crowd and he asks one of the mice there, like, what's going on? And the mice says, haven't you heard of it? Provolone and Lana Ricotta, two big actors, are staying in the Grand Hotel for the festival. And by now Geronimo is dumbfounded. What is this festival? So just to clear his mind off of things, he decides to go to the Barista, which is his favorite place to eat a snack, So he just goes there happily, but then he realizes that it's closed. Flip Hot Paws, the manager of the Barista, hangs a sign on the door saying closed because of the festival. Now Geronimo does not know what to say. He is completely shocked. So he just goes to his office, takes some cheese sticks from yesterday. Not good for hygiene, guys. Do not do that. And he started, chewing on it. Then his assistant, Mousella, comes to the door and says, Geronimo, have you prepared your speech for the big festival? He unknowingly throws the cheese stick to the ground and then he replies by saying, what is this big festival? And then she replies by saying, haven't you heard of the festival? It's the film festival. So this film festival is kind of like the Oscars. You all have heard of the Oscars, right? So it's just kind of like the festival. And that's why I like Elizabeth the Diamond. She's picturing the Oscar in a kind of like in Geronimo's universe, which is brilliant. And that's one of the reasons I'm in awe of this book. Right, so then his cousin Trap also comes to the door and Creepla wants Tattlefur. Tattlefur, who is Geronimo's friend, actually says, all the best to Geronimo, all the best for his speech tomorrow. Now Geronimo just goes home and he immediately gets on his laptop and starts writing a speech for himself. And then he dozed off. So he woke up the next morning and he realized, oh my god, I have to hurry. The film festival is about to start. So he grabs, his lines which he's going to speak on the opening of the film festival, and he goes to the mirror to recite it. But then Creepla Wong Tattlefur, who is one of the hosts of the film festival, a part of the jury, she comes in knocking on the door and says, Geronimo, we need to hurry. Then she just hands him over some clothes, a suit, nice black suit, classy. So he wears that and then they go. Now they're going to walk the red carpet. And that's one of the most prestigious things you can ever do. So Geronimo and Creepla about to, walk the red carpet. But then comes Geronimo's secret weakness, flashes from cameras. A lot of cameras are just present there, clicking pictures of them. And Geronimo is blinded by it. He's not able to see where he's going. And then he's not able to see a big lump in the red carpet and he trips and falls. So then Creepula gets him up and says, Geronimo, you're very crafty. What a way to make us memes online tomorrow. So he gets up and he goes to the film festival, and then there's a director named Jack. He comes up to him and say, good morning, Mr. Stilton. Ready to give a speech? Geronimo does not reply. He just goes, but he's speechless actually. He just goes, and then he's reciting it. Then his cousin Trap, he is going to be there making a documentary. Can you believe it? Trap making a documentary. So he's going to make a documentary of the whole film festival. So Trap runs into him, and all the lines which he has on that script just stutter around. So Geronimo's like, why did you do this? Help me pick them up quickly. I have to give the speech. But then the curtains rolled, the applause, people started clapping, and Trap pushed Geronimo on the stage. Go give your speech without your lines. So Geronimo is completely shell-shocked. He does not know what to do. But then he closes his eyes and remembers his grandfather William Shortpaw's words about following your heart, and he does that and gives a fabulous speech. Or if you're in the GeronimoStilton universe, a Marv speech. So after this, Creepla drags him out there and takes him to a horror movie. And Geronimo cannot stand the horror movie. So you guys know those comfy seats when we see movies, right? He goes underneath them, hiding from the horror film, and everybody's just looking at him. So he just gets out and goes to another romantic film. And here comes the funny part. He's not able to enter into the theater. So the first thing he does is to enter, and he's standing in front of the whole screen of that film, and his large shadow is blocking everyone's view. So he has to run out of there. He goes to another room. Then he realizes he's in the projecting room. The thing that's projecting the movie, he's in that. And then he, he disables all the wires and makes a complete mess there. Then he accidentally goes to a changing room when actors are changing their clothes, and he sees a mouse in his underwear. So Geronimo runs out there. He decides just to take a nap instead because he's already caused a lot of chaos. Then comes the second most important character of the story, I guess, Hercule Poirot. So Poirot dresses up as a director and wakes up Geronimo in a hurry. Geronimo, he just calls him Geronimo. Geronimo is not able to recognize that this is his friend Hercule. And Hercule, who is dressed as a director, says to Geronimo, do you want to become an actor? Geronimo, who was sleeping, and he was daydreaming that he would become famous and stuff like that. He says, okay, I'll become an actor. Then Hercule tricks his friend into becoming an eagle, to fly like this, to act that he's flying, okay? And then he convinces Geronimo to sway like a palm tree, to become a dinosaur, to act as a dinosaur. And Geronimo was, a lot of people was trying to see what Geronimo was doing and murmuring to themselves, hey, isn't that the famous editor of the Ruins Gazette? What is he doing? What in the world is he doing? So he decides, nah, I don't want to become an actor. Don't make me do all of this. Then Hercule reveals himself to Geronimo and says, oh, hey Geronimo, you should have seen yourself in the mirror. You were so annoyed. So then Geronimo just replies, let me take a nap. Why are you here anyway? So then Hercule says, I'm here to see the detective movies. Okay? And by now you must be thinking, where is this film fair taking place? It's taking place in the movie palace. Get to know that, okay? So now we are really creeping into the main part of the story. Then this happens. So Creepla, after all of this drama, all of this silly stuff, Hercule takes him to a detective movie. They see the whole movie, but Geronimo is even more scared than the horror movie just earlier watched. And then he promised Creepla that he would be in front of theater 3, but he was in theater 6 or 5, okay, at that time, in the detective movies. So then Creepla goes and drags Geronimo and says, Geronimo, what are you doing here? I've been looking for you everywhere. Then Geronimo says, okay, sorry, I was not able to find the entrance to that earlier movie. So she just says, okay, let's go, Geronimo. We have to come back tomorrow. Geronimo's like, what, we have to come back tomorrow? Why? Creepla is like, this is a 3-day festival, Geronimo. And Geronimo is like this. Then he goes with Creepla, and then the next day he comes out. And then they meet a strange mouselet. Right when he's going in with Hercule, they meet a strange mouselet. Okay. And she actually likes detective movies, like Hercule. And immediately they start talking about detective movies. And then it just goes like that. Okay. And then Creepla drags Geronimo into the scariest movie. Written by some sorcerer guy. He's a director, okay? So he is directing the scariest movie of the year, supposedly, okay? And Creepla wants Geronimo to see it. So they all go and sit down. Geronimo is very scared. But then they realized, why is a cartoon playing on the big screen? Then the director, Sources, says, that is not my movie. My movie is lost. Oh no. Then all of them go, and then the guy who's projecting the movie says that I don't know where it's gone and stuff like that. So he has a backup drive of the movie so he can run it. So it's in a very secured safe. They open the safe, and then they see that backup drive is lost. So the movie is lost. Sorcerers is completely shocked. So Hercule and Geronimo immediately go to a table, a cafe of the hotel, and start discussing what must have happened. They go and interview the director of whose the movie was stolen, Sorcerers, and they ask him, do you know who would like to steal this kind of movie? And he says, looking down at his tea, you guys should not chase this. It's very dangerous. And okay, so that's Geronimo and Hercule are completely scared that why is he saying it's so dangerous? But then Hercule takes out his iPad and starts searching. And Geronimo almost dozes off in that time. So then he comes to Geronimo and quickly says, Geronimo, I've got 3 suspects. Geronimo's like, you already got those 3 suspects? He said, yes. So the first suspect is, let me show you guys this picture. The first suspect was Mr. Toasty Fontana. The first suspect, a director. Okay, so they decide to go and interview him. They go to the Grand Hotel and ask the receptionist to call him down, okay, to sit on the lounge and interrogate him. After 5 minutes, Ventana comes and they immediately start asking questions from him. And the good thing about these 3 suspects, they are all enemies with the director whose movies have been stolen. So they think they could steal it, okay? So they asked Ventana, how did you become enemies with him? So Ventana said, we were once good friends, but my movies are clearly better than his. And he always used to say that his movies is better, so we had a falling out. And then he ends up saying, I don't care his movie is stolen. But we'll get to that later. So Geronimo and Hercule then ask him, what were you doing by 8 p.m? Now here's the thing. According to the security, they found out that at 8 p.m. that backup drive was stolen. At 8 p.m. Yesterday, okay? So they asked, what were you doing yesterday? So he said that was at this big director's 90th birthday. And he also showed some pictures to Hercule and Geronimo. So they are like, okay, he is not the thief. Let's interview the second person. And guys, his name is a bit, funny. Cristiano. His name is Cristiano. Rings a bell, doesn't it? Cristiano Ronaldo. Then they go and ask the young actor, what were you doing at 8 p.m. yesterday? And why did you become enemies with Marcus Sources, the director? And then he says, I was casted in his film, but he fired me without any explanation. So that's why I'm enemies with him. But I was at my granny's house at 8 p.m. yesterday. And she cooks the best pie in whole of New York City. So they think, yeah, he's not the thief. Let's go and interview someone named Albus. He's an editor. So in a movie, he was editing for Marcus, and Marcus was very strict with him, saying like, you gotta do this, you gotta do that. And then Albus, after that movie is almost done, Albus was fired by Marcus, who was a director. So Albus then says that he was not anywhere close to that safe at 8 p.m. yesterday. So they all think, okay, so our three main suspects are not the suspects. So they go at a cafe, and then Hercule dresses up as a waiter for no reason. And then he goes up to Geronimo, and Geronimo recognizes him immediately and then asks him, what are you doing as a waiter, Hercule? Then he says, I watched this in a spy movie. I watched this in a spy movie. A detective dressing up as a waiter. But anyways, then Trap comes along, who was filming his documentary. And then they discover the most shocking reveal of the century. Accidentally, Trap had managed to film the thief stealing the backup drive. He'd managed to film it. Then they say, weren't you supposed to be on the boardwalk filming documentaries? Then he says, I left my camera running and in the security room by mistake. So then Hercule's like, I know who the thief is. So he, Geronimo and Trap immediately, and you know who that thief is? That mouselet from earlier. I bet most of you have forgotten about that mouselet. I bet. Don't lie, guys. Have you? So that mouselet from earlier, who had become Hercule's friend, kind of, was the thief. They had gotten, they had got the video of her stealing it. Okay. So then Hercule is like, she must have gone by now. But Trap asked that, and Geronimo and Hercule say, no, she has not gone anywhere. She was here today. And the backup drive was stolen yesterday. You know what that means, guys? She's stealing the Filmfare Festival. So then after that, they just go into a crowd, and then they see that mouselet is still there. So they, follow her to the cafe. Then comes in Madame No. Even in my last book, The Hawaiian Heist, which I reviewed, Madame No was one of the main antagonists. Here also she is one of the main antagonists, alright? She comes in, sits on a table with that mouselet in front of her, and the mouselet says, okay, here's the backup drive. She is about to take it, but then Geronimo and Trap come in and say that, okay ma'am, we're filming like a documentary. We're going to ask you a few questions, if you could answer them. And Madam knows like, enough of this, go away. And asks her two security guards to take them away. Alright. Then Hercule Poirot, who is reaching for the bag with the drive, he has gone into a bush basically, and he's trying to get that drive back, that bag back. That bag which has the drive in it. So he's about to take it, but then the security guard pulls him out of the bush, and he's revealed. Madame No is now very anxious and nervous of what Geronimo was doing there. So then Kripla von Tacklifer, who was in the jury, one of the judges, after doing a little bit of a judging work, comes in and says to Geronimo, I've been looking for you everywhere. Why do you always disappear? And then proceeds to hit Geronimo on his nose, which makes him faint. Then after that, he gets up and, alright, that Mouset and Hercule start talking about detective movies again. I mean, the thief is in front of you, Hercule. Why aren't you grabbing her? Anyways, so then they, show the whole video exposing her. Then she reveals herself. And lo and behold, it's Shadow. Always it's Shadow. One of the only reasons I was unhappy with the Hawaiian Heights was that it's always Shadow as a thief. But you know why I liked Shadow being the thief here? Because the plot is actually well suited for Shadow. It's not like a type of a book where Shadow does not even place nicely, So Shadow is there. She reveals herself. She, throws a smoke bomb to the ground, which makes all smoke everywhere. So the Madam No, in that smoke, takes the bag containing the backup drive and starts running. And in that process, Trap's camera, from which had been recording all of those documentaries, broke. And then he says, luckily I had installed a backup drive in it. And starts finding it. But then Hercule comes out and says, there's good and bad news, Trap. Promise me you're going to be my friend after this. Trap says, of course. Then he says, the good news is that I managed to get the backup drive of the movie. But then he said the bad news. I had to, substitute that backup drive with your documentary's backup drive. So yeah, your backup drive is gone and your documentary is gone. So Trap starts crying. Anyways, after this, so they all go to the theater, and on the last day of the film festival, they all come up wanting to watch the movie. And then they realize it's not a horror movie, it's a documentary. It's exposing Madam No's industry, the eco industry. That industry had been cutting trees in protected areas, had been polluting the air, releasing toxics into the water. And Marcus Sauce's, exposed her. Then came the final award, the Golden Cheese Award, the biggest grand prize of the Filmfare Festival, the Golden Cheese Award for the overall best movie. And it went to Marcus Sauce's Say No to Madam No. And it was a big success. So he then calls up Geronimo, Hercule, up to the stage to present the trophy to him, because they had helped him investigate this. So then after this, Geronimo, from his hand, the trophy falls onto the ground. But Creep Lavong Cacklifer managed to hold the trophy in her hands and give it back to Geronimo. Then he presents the trophy to Marcus Saucers. And after this, he presents an article writing about Madam No. That's the end of the book. This was a brilliant book. I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed. This is probably the third time I'm reading this book, and still every single time I read it, I just feel, my God, the mystery, my God, the thriller. It's just such a good book. Unlike the Hawaiian Heist, where it was not able to live up to the standards of a mystery story, this managed to live up to it. So, this deserves clappings for Elizabeth Adami. I highly recommend this book. Read it. Whether you're a mystery fan, whether you're starting a GeronimoStilton, whether you're a GeronimoStilton freak, you have to read this book. It's a highly recommended, very highly recommended. And finally, how many stars do I give this book? 5 out of 5 stars. This is by far my favorite book of GeronimoStilton. Not even one of my favorites, it is my favorite. So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. Please read this book. It's just brilliant. So thank you guys. Please subscribe to my channel, like the video, and ring the bell icon to stay notified with all my videos that I'll upload in the coming few days. Love you all. Bye bye.